And as it happens, I have the great pleasure to introduce Mary Olson, who is our presiding officer for the moment. You're muted, Mary.
Thank you very much, Bill, for your introduction and welcome everybody tonight. We have a few people that are coming on late that we know are coming on late. And so hopefully we will circle back if we need to. Our club mission statement, would anybody like to say what it is? If not, I can go ahead with it. Gavin, are you willing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth.
Thank you very much, Gavin. I appreciate that. Do we have any recognitions that anybody within the group knows that we should be recognizing someone for? Nothing at this point. We don't have any guests tonight. Oh, good. There's Sherry. She's coming in too, and Vivian. Wonderful. Good evening, Sherry. Good evening, Vivian. We're so glad you're here. Vivian, do you have an inspiration for us? I'm
Hi, Mary. Vivian here. Sound check. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can now. So do you have an inspiration for us?
Yes, I do. Have we started?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, my inspiration for today is going to be invaded by a strange message not related to it. Happy Valentine's Day. It's already Valentine's here in this side of the world. So, as always, I'm sending you love and hugs, but extra hugs and extra love today, which is part of my inspiration. We are here in this club because we want a DTM title. Nice. That's because we love ourselves. Let me ask you, wouldn't it be nicer if we have a title so we can serve more, serve better, and love people in a greater way, not necessarily romance? I ask people that. Is Valentine's only for lovers? I would like to make a move where every Toastmaster around the world, if someone asks them, why are you doing this? Why do you want a DTM? And then you look at them and say, because I want to share more love effectively around the world. That's going to crack them up, right? But it's a great pickup line. And who knows, you might make more friends. So I would like to know your reaction when I finish this. So I end my inspiration with that. We want to serve more. We always say integrity, respect, service, excellence. But isn't loving serving? And it doesn't have to be romance. Think about that. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Vivian. That was a lovely, lovely inspiration and is giving a lot of us something more to think about. So thank you for that. We don't have any guests per se tonight, so I get the pleasure of turning this meeting over to our Toastmaster for the evening, Bill Jones. Bill, thank you
Thank you
very
very much,
much.
Mary. Thank you. Yes, and we have two speakers tonight. I want to confirm, Mary, are you going to speak? And I understand that Yingming Lee will be speaking shortly, as soon as he arrives. Our second speaker is one of was not able to make it. I believe we're going to need to have someone volunteer as a timer. Would anyone like to take on the timer role?
I don't mind timing as long as someone times my evaluation.
Okay. Thank you, Sherry. Very good. Um, so with that, I'm going to introduce Mary Olson. Mary Olson is speaking on the subject of why participate in speech contests. Why participate in speech contests? Mary Olson has just accomplished achieving her DTM credential. Congratulations to you, Mary. She's a dedicated Toastmaster, and we welcome her to talk on the subject of why participate in a speech contest. Mary?
Thank you very much. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever watched a Toastmaster speech contest and maybe thought to yourself, wow, I can't do that? I think a lot of times people have the misconception that a speech contest is only for those people that are really experienced speakers with a lot behind them, and they are just tremendous when they get up in front of an audience. But you know what? That is not true. A speech contest is another step for us to improve what we originally came to Toastmasters for, to be a better speaker, to get more awareness to what we are and what we're doing, and to be up there on that stage to build our confidence. You don't have to worry about, well, gosh, what if I forget a line, or what if I fumble, or what if I have 10 minutes too so's. No, you have to focus on what it is that the speech contest really is in your journey in Toastmasters, because it's an opportunity along your journey in Toastmasters. It's not something to be scared of. Maybe the most frightening thing is that when you get to the contest level, you're not just there in front of your club, you're there in front of a strange audience, people that you haven't seen before, that you have to make sure you make that eye contact with. But there's no reason to be afraid of that, because once you start rolling and you've practiced your speech enough, and your club members maybe have done roundtables and given you ideas of how to make it even better, that you do not forget eye contact. You do not forget verbal variety. You do not forget body language. And one thing that's really important, when you look out at that audience, you have to make sure that the message you're going to give, or the story you're going to give as a tall tale story, is going to resonate, or they're going to get something out of it. You always think of that beforehand. But don't you think about that when you have a speech in front of your club? Yes, same kind of thing. The only thing is, when you're doing the speech contest, you're practicing it multiple times. You're looking for suggestions to make it better all the time from everyone, because you're representing that club. For me, I don't know if I've told you this, but I am going to be in the area contest, but I am in another club. I am in a club, Vibrant Voices. They had no one in their club who could participate because they were in some kind of higher leadership role. So, hey, raise your hand. I said, go ahead, Mary, raise your hand. You can do this. You can get up there. You've done it before. But what are you going to get out of this one? You want to still grow and learn. That's why we come to Toastmasters. We want to be better speakers. We want to be better leaders. We want to have more confidence. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And it's not something you should be terrified of, because your club, your primary club, they are going to be so behind you and wanting to be a success and have you have a wonderful time with it. It's something to enjoy. It's not something to be afraid of. You will come away from that speech contest having more confidence than you thought you did before. I know I've done this once before, and I was more confident again. I realized that I came to Toastmasters to learn more things, to be a better leader, to be a better communicator. from things that I had lost in my career. But every time I get up in front of an audience, whether it's just my club or it's at a speech contest, I still learn something. I see a reaction in the audience. I know whether I've said something that maybe resonates with them. Maybe they laughed at, maybe they found fun. And I know, I can still do this. I can still make a difference in someone else's life, but especially in mine. It doesn't matter that I've made many speeches. It only matters that I want to show other people in that audience there's nothing to be afraid of. Absolutely nothing. You will find that when you step away from that audience and you reflect, you know that you made the right decision. You know that your club is standing there proud of whatever you've done. And even if they give you feedback, you are going to learn something again. Everything you do is for you to learn something in Toastmasters. And you know how Jim is always saying, and it's the motto of Toastmasters, you're not in this alone. So even at those contests, you're not in this alone. You're going to find out that even people there may say to you, oh boy, what you said really moved me, depending on what contest you're in. Or what you said really tickled my funny bone. So remember that when you're asked, do you want to be in the speech contest? Raise your hand and don't be afraid because you're going to learn something and you are not alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Every time you speak, I believe I learn something. I think we all feel that way. Very good. We have a little bit of a decision to make. Our second speaker is not appearing tonight, and our third speaker just arrived just at this very moment. How auspicious is that? Well, Yang Ming, if you would like, let me look at your item here. I apologize to you for Yang Ming. I'm reading from my phone on the agenda, and it doesn't display your speech title or your introduction. I know I saw it earlier in the morning, but I don't have it on my phone, and I'm not able to print it out. Perhaps you would like to introduce yourself in that. Yang Ming is going to speak. I believe it was on. I will let you speak for yourself, Yang Ming. I'm sorry.
Bill?
Yeah.
Bill?
Okay, right
Ying,
now.
Yes,
Hello.
Vivian.
Ying Ming?
Yes.
Ying Ming tasked me, he gave me all the details. He tasked me to give him a very nice intro. So will I please be
Yes,
able
by all
to?
means. Thank you for mentioning that, Vivian. I appreciate it immensely.
All right, great. So our next speaker is the
Oh,
world
hold on a
famous
second. So I just jumped in the. So what happened to number two?
Hello, can you hear me?
Number two is not able to come
Oh, so
tonight.
Mary already gave a speech. Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, Mary gave her speech and you arrived just in the nick of time.
Okay, yeah, I just finished another meeting.
Yeah, very
Okay,
opportune.
yeah, thank you. Please.
Just for entertainment, Ying Ming, believe it or not, Bill just finished saying, "Oh, he's not coming." Oh my God, he's here! So there you go. So lucky Ying Ming. His speech will be presentation mastery. That's his pathway. Level one, writing a speech with purpose. The title is Six Simple Rules for Life. It's 5 to 7 minutes. And a little trivia that you might want to know. Here's what I'll be looking for. Although Yingming has done it so many times, he knows that he can always learn something new. So I will be making sure I hear from him the speech purpose statement and the very purpose he is delivering this topic. I want to hear his content, organization, and delivery. And I know he does an excellent job at that. So let's see how he's going to surprise us with more performance today. Ying Ming!
Before I go on, Kira, did you hear this speech already? No, okay. Mary did, because I will give the speech at different groups sometimes. It's just the basic. Six simple.
Ying Ming,
Yes.
Ying Ming, please get close to the mic. I can hardly hear you. Get closer to your
Can
microphone,
you hear me?
please. I can, but please make it louder.
You guys can hear me now?
Well, if that's the best, is that the best your microphone can do?
Your volume is low, Ying
Yeah,
Ming.
usually it's a lot better.
Try it again.
Oh,
There.
much better.
Yes.
Yeah, it bounced me out of from my microphone to different things. So anyway, okay, 6 simple rules of life. Sometimes we forget about we're supposed to have some rules of life, right? But sometimes we don't, right? Remember the days when you were watching a little 6 years old boy go to the baseball field the first time. Swing the ball, hit it, and start running toward the third base instead of first base. Or the lady, a girl, young girl start the soccer game. The ball came over here, grab the ball, start running toward the goal. Basketball, same thing. Grab the ball instead of dripping, just running. So the point is, sometimes if they don't know the rule, they will do stuff but not really following the rule, then things don't work, right? So in the sense is that when I was reading this John Maxwell writing about 6 simple rules of life, I started looking, I said, I need to remember this. If I don't remember this, I'll forget. And anytime something come up, I need to think about it. So instead of doing the presentation, PowerPoint, I will read them. You can write it down. First one, put family first, no matter what, especially Valentine's Day, right? Look at my heart on my back. You need to put family first. If you don't, anything else you can accomplish, but not amounts to anything. So what is definition of success? The success is the ones closest to you respect you and love you the most. Can you see that? Think about this. Where the ones closest to you love you and respect you the most. If you can do that, family first. And the other second one is to follow the golden rule. Do to other people as if you want to be treated, right? In a sense, if you think about it, whenever you go work for somebody else, you look at the leadership, you basically should ask 3 questions. Do they care about me? That's the first question. Second one is, can I trust them? Number 3 is, can they help me? If you see those 3 yeses, then you got somebody you can follow. Now turn the wheel back to you. Are you doing to the people you follow you? Can you be trusted? You do the things as you say it. Do you really care about them, or you just want to have some money? And the question is, are you good enough to actually help them? So that's why you always want to grow yourself so you can help other people. In the meantime, show care to other people and have integrity so people will trust you. Number 3, take care of yourself. In our life, there are 5 balls we're juggling. Those are work, family, health, friends, and spirit. Besides work, the rest of them are crystal balls. The work is rubber ball. So if you juggle around, your work drop on the ground, it will bounce back. But the other 4, your family, your friends, your health, and your spirit, drop it on the ground, will break. So you always look at the areas you need to be working on. What are the important part? So I want to repeat again. Work, family, health, friends, and spirit. Work is robbable. You can sometimes drop them, no worry, it will come back up. But the other four, you have to be careful about them because they're crystal balls. They're gonna break once they hit the ground. Number four, you always want to have a gratitude. Choose a positive attitude for anything coming to you. You always say, "Oh, I found a lot of manure. There must be pony somewhere." You need to think about it every time. You gotta have a gratitude for whatever things coming to you. Have a positive attitude to handle that. And something does not go well, you start asking a question. I'm the bad guy. Da da da. You say, hey, what kind of lessons I can learn out of this? Then you become better. Then number four is you gotta have a personal growth plan. You want to always have a beginner's mindset when you get into some new areas. Start learning as much as you possible and keep practicing them. If you can do that, you have a personal growth plan. You will become better and better, and you feel like not stuck. If you can do that, you will become somebody can provide a lot of things. Remember the gratitude we talk about it, give it back to other people, care about people. And the other thing is give more than you receive because those are boomerangs. You send it out, it will come back to you. But if you keep taking, sooner or later you will be in trouble. So you can give time to other people, give money to other people, give, give, and somehow it come back to you. So let's repeat the 6 simple rules, okay? So you don't go to the third base, you need to go to first base. You need to dribble the ball or kick the ball, depends which one you're doing. Put family first. Follow the golden rule. Do they care about me? Can they help me? Can I trust them? Number 3, taking care of about myself. Watch out, those things you don't want to drop. And choose a positive attitude. Always have a gratitude mindset. And have a personal growth plan. Do the reading, do the listening audio, and watch other people talk. Number 6, give more than you take. By doing those, you will become better than what you know. Back to you, Toastmaster.
I'm always grateful for an opportunity to listen to you speak, Ying Ming. I have a page full of notes just in the few minutes you were speaking. Thank you very much. I very much enjoyed that. So we can go to our table topics master now. I would like to invite Gavin Hafner to lead our table topics session, please.
Why, thank you, Bill. So the theme for tonight is contest season. So I have some questions, contest-related questions to ask you all. And unless someone minds, just let me know. I was thinking of just calling on everyone. Okay, so my first question is, what makes a competition fun rather than stressful? For this, I want to go with Mary.
For me, Gavin, the thing that makes a competition more fun is that I am a person who always likes a challenge. And I think it's important for people to realize, I think a lot of you know that I am older than most of you who are on screen, quite a bit older. And I think in some ways, to participate in a contest, I feel like it's a chance to motivate other people and younger people to realize it's never too late to do that. That the challenge of doing the contest is not only for you to learn, to improve, and to have fun, enjoy it, because that's what it's all about. You have to know that all these new challenges, they are not that overwhelming. They are just something to help you move along on your journey in life, not just in Toastmasters. So it's really, to me, a fun opportunity. And also to get past that fear of getting up in front of people you don't know. Because if you look at it in the sense that if you're going for a job interview, you may not know any of those people that are in that room with you. If you're giving a speech at your daughter's wedding, there will be 100 people that you don't know. But you don't have to be afraid of that. If you take the first step and you're in a contest and maybe there's 25 or 30 people in that audience that you don't know. So all of those things help you to understand that it is fun and it is rewarding and you are going to learn something from it. Thank you very much.
Why, thank you, Mary. I very much enjoyed that. My next question, what's more important in a speech, confidence or content? Vivian.
You know, Gavin's kind of funny. You know the answer to that. That's what we do when we start, when we end, and in the middle of the conversation. I tell people, and of course, because Gavin is my favorite child, when I tell him I hit his head with a hammer, because I tell people, yes, it's very nice to have all those whistles and bells and wonderful drama and moving around and using the stage properly. But what's your content? Why should people listen to you? You're wasting their time, and time is life. I said a while ago, we want to show our love. Even as a beginner, when people say, I'm just a beginner, I don't want to do this, I looked at the bright side of it. I just look at them and say, well, isn't that where we all began? As beginners? And they go, oh. And so I tell them, if you have too many bloopers, remind them, see, I had the confidence and my bloopers will inspire you to have at least one less. If I had 10, maybe you'll have 9. If I had 9, maybe you'll have 8. So I tell people, no matter how bloopery your speech was, question, what was the content, even if you feel you did a bad job? Even if your evaluator tried so hard but really couldn't find anything nice, remember, there's always a message. Even from a beginner, I dared and I served by inspiring you to take one step. I hope it's you next time. Happy Valentine's, back to you.
Why, thank you. I very much enjoyed that, Vivian. And my next question, how do you personally deal with nerves before a big moment? Ying Ming.
Big moment? What is big moment?
For instance, a contest if you've ever competed before.
Oh, I avoid as much as I can. No, just joking. Think about it. You take a deep breath and you go in, you say, hey, this is nothing. Then look at all the people over there. Those are mannequins. So if you can think that way, then you don't have to worry about it. You just give a speech to the mannequins. And from that point of view, it just keep going. I think the most important part is really practice, 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 and be able to get everything in your mind when you come out. And also got to have a good message in there. If you don't have it, people don't want to listen to you. The question is, can you really help them? Remember the three questions I asked? When you give them a speech, do you really care about them? Can they trust you with the information? Actually, can you help them? He said information in there really can do that. If you can do that, you will be giving a good speech. Then either be competition or not. The idea is that if I can help people out, provide the material, and with my information, they can do better, then I'm done. If I win the contest, that's great. Just keep going and see how far it goes. Because unless you really win the world champion speaker, last time I checked, there was no money involved. I mean, if you're a world champion speaker, then you get paid for giving speeches. But other than that, just having some fun, enjoyed it because it's part of practice and process. Back to you.
Why, thank you, Ying Ming. My next question, what is more valuable, winning a contest or learning from it, Andy?
I think the reason we enter contests is to learn. And one of the things that I love about contests is we have our club here, DTM Toastmasters, and we meet once a month. And some of our other clubs, we meet a week, every week, or every other week. And you start to get to know the other speakers in your club. And then you start working on your craft and your speeches, and you think, yeah, I'm pretty good. Then you go to compete against people you've never met. You've never heard them speak. You don't know if they're a beginner. You don't know if they're a DTM. You don't know if they're a world champion. You have no idea. And then you put yourself to them. The experience I had, and Sherry and Bill can relate to this, is I've competed in Spanish. I competed in Mexico City against people who only speak Spanish. And that's how you learn. That's how you get better. You go against, I don't want to say against, but you compete with people who are at another level. And as you compete with them, you gain confidence. So that when you come back to your home club, you're like, hey, I competed with people in Mexico City in Spanish. So I can't be that bad. Back to you.
Thank you, Andy. I very much enjoyed that. My next question, what is one skill from Toastmasters that helps you compete in everyday life, Bill?
Yeah, and thank you for the question. What is one skill that you learn in Toastmasters that helps you compete in life? Well, we've heard a lot of mention about learning. I think that is an important component. I also would like to mention the notion of service. We've heard a little bit about giving and taking. I think if we're able to provide service to others in whatever fashion we may be able to do that, it could be helping another person or coaching someone or mentoring someone or just delivering an item of information that is useful to them, then we have an opportunity to affect change for the good. I think that service and gratitude are two components that are related to each other. These two components matter because when they're performed effectively, they result in progress for ourselves as more competent speakers and for the audience who's learning from what we have to say. I'm not impressed with those that talk for the sake of hearing themselves. I want to hear a message that's useful, and hopefully when I speak to others, I can also provide a message that is useful to them. Thank you.
Why, thank you, Bill. That was very intriguing. For my final question, please describe a time when fear pushed you to do better. Sherry.
Thank you, Gavin. Can someone time for me, please?
Would anyone be
I will
interested?
do so. I will do.
Are you
Hold on.
seeing me?
Couple seconds. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. A time when fear drove me to do better? Was that the question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Fear drove me to do better. I will tell you, I am working through an interview process right now for vice principal, and it is my third attempt to try to promote within the school district. And I almost didn't apply this year because my fear of rejection was staring me down. And I was stuck in a space where my pride was getting in my way. I joined Toastmasters to learn to speak less because I struggle with continuing to speak until I see the light come on. And one of the things that I struggle with in an interview setting, because it's so different than in a classroom setting, is say what I'm going to say and move on to the next question. Versus as a teacher, you say what you're going to say, and if they're still going like this, you say it again, only you say it a different way, and then you find another way, and then a third way, and it's 7 times 7 ways until they finally go, I get it. Oh, and you don't get that feedback and response in an interview. And my challenge has been having that code switch between classroom teacher and interview and selling myself. And that has been my push. So I am facing my fear of rejection, and I am really focusing on what I know I need to do to be prepared for this next round of interviews. Thank you for that question.
Thank you, Sherry. Now may I please get the times? Was everyone within time for table topics?
Everyone was within time for table topics. Vivian squeaked in at 2:23. Everyone else finished in the yellow or green.
And Sherry also.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, why thank you. And now I would like to hand it back over. It looks like we are doing some committee reports. And then after that, some mentor-mentee reports. Does anyone have anything to add? Bill, is this what you wanted?
That is our agenda. Normally Jim handles that, but we can request anyone who has information to comment about the coaching DTM membership or sponsor and mentor. Does anyone have anything? I have one item that I'd like to
I'm
add.
not sure, Bill, if this is where we should bring in the advertisement about we're going to be doing the workshop on the 21st, which will involve the coaching and the mentoring as far as what you do for, in the case you're mentoring a new club or even using it to mentor a new member. And we have the coaching part, which Pete O'Brien is doing that one, and I am doing the other part. Bill has done all the organization with that. And Bill, I'm curious though, when it talks about DTM project, this is your project, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. How are you feeling about it?
I have an increasing crescendo of gratitude toward you and all of the others who have helped. Sherry has been involved in this, Gavin has been involved in this, and others have been involved.
Good.
So there's some tremendous amount of gratitude toward all of these people who've made this thing happen. I all I have to do is figure out which are the high points and then knock them down with a hammer so everything gets smooth. And then it seems to work pretty well. So we're set up for next week. I'm looking forward to that. as far as I've mentioned this before, but when I was first considering taking this project on, I was just completely terrified. I had no idea how to accomplish a task like this. And I've had good advice. Jim has been a tremendous resource for me. And it turns out that it's like we've discussed this evening in our meeting. We rise to the occasion and we discover that we have the wherewithal to do what we decide to do.
Mhm.
So this has been a very, very, very positive experience for me. I am really stoked on this. And I think that I will probably find myself involved as a coach or a mentor in the future, just for my own sake, because I'm quite sure that it'll be fun. Among other things, it'll be fun and it'll be gratifying and it'll be a matter of service that I would like to involve myself with. I hope that answers the question.
That certainly does. Now, what I want to ask, is there anybody on the screen who is currently coaching or mentoring another member?
I don't
No one
think
at
there
this
is.
time.
No.
No. So we can move on to the next section, which happens to be the mentee reports. And Vivian, do you have anything to report with what how your relationship is going with our wonderful Jim? And we miss him so much, but how are you doing? Maybe she's not there right now.
Mary,
Yes,
I lost
Vivian,
you for.
that's
Sorry if
okay.
you were asking. I
Just
lost the internet for a while. What was that?
just asking you, how are you doing with your mentoring relationship with Jim? We all miss him, but how are things going for you?
Am I allowed to be myself a commentator, or should I sugarcoat this because we're Toastmasters? Let me know.
You can go ahead and say whatever you need if you would like to share something.
All right. Jim has many, he likes titles, right? But I always ask him the one word, and he hates me for it, and that's okay. I just ask him, so how did you apply it? He gets verbally violent. You know, Jim. And then I tell him, you know what? If people perform during meetings and sessions because they're pretending to be what they're supposed to be, I said that's not how life works. Because I'm really a commentator and I aim to serve people. And I thought you might want to know I serve the mentally ill and drug addicts and all the problematic people in the world, the sick, the old, the dying. So I just say it as it is. Because I also remind people when I do mentoring, and Gavin knows this, I don't talk behind people's backs. I really talk to them face to face because this might be something nice because there's so many DTM clubs. And I asked everyone, and I'd like to ask all of you, what have we got to offer that's different from the others? Not about being proud, we're better speed. No, none of that stuff. But what do we offer? I mean, I would like, and it's timely that it's Valentine's, I would like people to serve with heart. And that's the elephant in the room in this organization. People want to win, people want titles. And I talked to Jim about this, and I hope if you don't like what I'm saying, please tell me to stop. But I feel it's very useful.
I do
What's your
feel
reason?
I do feel, Vivian,
Sorry?
that most of the people in the clubs, and I'm in 3 other clubs, and I'm sure people on the screen are in a lot of other clubs than I am. I have found that the people that I interact with in Toastmasters are all willing to help other people. And it's not that a lot of us have titles anymore. I mean, we do and we don't. But my goal is to help someone else get where they want to go. And I think that's predominantly what I've seen with the 4 other clubs that I'm in. It's the same attitude with those people. It's they want to help the next person get where they're going. And,
All
you
right.
know, and so that's what I feel.
Thank you. What I'm trying to share is I do executive coaching, CEOs and top level people. My direction here, and I live with intention, is how to coach and mentor people who have so many titles, blah, blah, blah. And I have only one question. How did you apply it? How many pathways have you done? In every speech project, what is the last question in your manual online? What is the last question? And everyone, I go to many clubs and they say, last question. I said, well, to get your points, you have to submit, and to submit, you have to answer those questions. Every single speech in every pathway, in every level, has the same last question. And people are like, huh? I said, do you understand how you will apply it outside of Toastmasters? And everybody says yes. They want their point. That's the last question. And so I asked, Gavin, you know this. How did you apply it? And not many people love me for that, but I tell them, to all of you, and this is really what I remind myself every day. Life is fleeting, tomorrow's not promised. I'm happy for you, Mary, that you want to, kickstart people. But really, it is quite a challenge, and it's not easy coaching and mentoring in the real world executives, CEOs, and in this case, people with more titles than all of us put together. But it has to be done. And if you're asking me what am I doing with Jim, asking him sincerely, I tell all of you this, and Gavin knows this because we have group conversations. I tell him, don't intimidate people when they're beginners in the room. It's a good tip, huh? Can you introduce yourself? And he says, hello, I'm so and so, and I have 5, 6, how many, right? DTMs. And I said, if you really want to help people rise, just tell them what you can and want to do for them. Don't recite. This is really my personal belief. So please tell me if I'm in the wrong organization.
Okay,
Don't
well,
recite.
it's, I think we all have our opinions about things. And I think for me, people come into Toastmasters, and when they get through a certain journey, a certain part of it, they have to reflect on what they're going to do with that in the other part of their lives. And it always reflects on the other part of your life. But I don't see people, mostly being concerned about titles because we are such a helping kind of organization. So let's go on from there, Vivian. Bill has already said about he's grateful for Jim. Gavin, you are so wonderful to work with because Gavin and I have been going back and forth with the agenda and stuff like that, and who does what. And I appreciate everything Gavin does. But I'm curious, Gavin, where are you on your goal to move to the next step? I mean, how are you moving forward?
Now, is this with the DTM?
Yes.
I am on track. My DTM project is scheduled to end in the summer, as is my coaching gig.
Very good.
And I talk to Jim every Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and we touch base, and I'm just lucky to feel so supported.
Right, right. I understand that. I felt the same way when Jim helped me a lot. Andy, do you have anything you want to contribute?
No, everything sounds great.
Okay, and Pedro's not here, so we will move on. And we move on to our general evaluator, and we just realized something. Suzanne Gray was supposed to be the general evaluator. Bill, what shall we do?
Well, I would ask for volunteers. Anyone want to evaluate your speech, Mary?
We have our evaluators, we just don't have the general evaluator.
Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Um,
Bill,
who would
just
like
go
to be?
ahead. Bill, just go ahead.
I'll go ahead and be general evaluator if you like.
Okay, and I'll put you down on the agenda as a general evaluator.
All right, very good. So I will go ahead and ask for Sherry Morrow to proceed with the evaluation of Mary's speech. And then we'll proceed with Ying Ming after that's over.
Great. Yingming, can you please, we're timing the evaluations, right? Yes, no?
So we should, yes,
We
we should
should
time
be.
them.
Okay. Yingming, will you please time my evaluation? And then I'll take it back and time yours. Thank you. Okay. I believe this might be the first time that I've been an evaluator at one of the DT at this club. So I appreciate your grace because I feel like every club has its own flavor. And I also, Mary, I owe you a public apology because I didn't realize I didn't have my backgrounds in this computer. So I was doing my best to focus on your speech as well as be prepared to give you the visual cues as needed at the same time. What I did notice right away is that you had a great balance of being both humorous and catching our attention, as well as being poignantly timely with the content. Given that this speech and the theme of our gathering this evening was about contest season, you brought a great challenge, not just to the group, but to me especially, about why it is so important to step out of your comfort zone and get up there and be a contestant. And for me, who is right now trying to recruit contestants from clubs that are continuing to tell me, we don't have anybody, we don't have anybody. You completely filled my toolbox with speaking points. And I'm so excited to be able to take these ideas of you got to do the hard things and it's going to help you grow. And it's not just about the win, it's about what you learn and how are you going to be able to challenge yourself in a social setting if you're not ready to challenge yourself in a safe competition setting. And those things are so valid, first of all, let alone relevant and important and really part of why we're here. It's not about the win. It's about the growth that we get, that I can get as a contestant, and even as someone that's standing up and giving a speech in my second language, which we watched at Speechcraft on Thursday. We watched some very amazing ladies stretch themselves and use some sentence frames and answer some questions that were really easy in their first language, but it stretched them in their second. And we were so proud and it was so fun to celebrate them. So thank you for the push. In terms of making it better, I wish I had the opportunity to give you a do something better. I can't make it better, Mary, and I am not one to say there's nothing I can give you, but I am going to do better next time as an evaluator to make sure that I can give you something. So thank you for your speech.
Thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate that so much.
Thank you, Sherry, as well. Yes. And if I understand correctly, Vivian, are you going to evaluate Ying Ming's speech, please?
Yes, I will. How many minutes do I have?
2 to
2 to
3.
3.
Okay, so I have green at 2, yellow at 2.5, red at 3 and 30 seconds. Thank you
Correct.
very much. Yingming, you are an educator. and plugging to all of you and for all of you. Please join us because Yingming heads a discussion group, I like to call it. And it's very interesting that today's topic, the speech that he delivered, remember I said a while ago, I will be looking at content, organization, and delivery. When it comes to content, 5 stars, Yingming. When it comes to organization, 5 stars. You know, he numbers it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Delivery, Yingming and I have joked about this. I said, when your words are happy, look happy, sound happy. Just think about that. 55% of the message is visual. And yet, we forget 38% is from voice tone. It is not vocal variety, it is tone. And I like to remind people, not because I'm being proud, but remember, Yingming, we're a little bit younger than everybody else. Excuse me, Mary, we're all younger. The good old days of landline. Remember the boys here, Bill might remember. When you're courting a girl through landline, no kidding, this goes with delivery. It's all voice tone. If you can remember that far back, I mean, Yingming's laughing. It's all voice tone. Like I said, I have a very funny, if not maverick, advocacy for Toastmasters. I like to show the blind spots and the elephant in the room. People, especially in this club, are brilliant. Why am I not on video? In a very subliminal manner, and this goes for Yingming, I'm helping people learn how to listen for the message. That's really what it is. How to listen for the message and comprehend and apply. Yingming is very good at that. Now, my extra challenge is to ask Yingming. You've heard me say this word. What is the one thing that you would like people to remember from your sharing today? That's food for thought for everybody. We all have wonderful speeches. What is the one thing that you want people to remember? Because I can't remember 6 things. I can barely remember what I ate for dinner last night, seriously. And you know, attention span is rare among the youth. So after everything said and done, you're a wonderful presenter and organization, content, that's your forte. I would like to hear your voice tone. Can you do that? Let's see. Go back to you. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Vivian. Very good, very insightful. I think that our next task is to ask the timer what if everybody qualified for evaluations.
Vivian qualified. Yingming's giving me a thumb up that I qualified. So the answer would be yes.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks to both of you. And we're going through our meeting fairly quickly tonight, but next task is for our Vice President of Education, or VPE minute. Are you prepared for that, Mary?
I think Gavin helps me with this all the time, getting the agenda ready for the next meeting. Is that correct, Gavin?
Yes, just let me know if you need anything from me.
Okay, so let me get in here because this is the first time I've actually done it on my screen. So I ask you to be patient with me for just a few minutes while I get into the right screen and go to the next agenda and see. I think this club usually sets their themes ahead of time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see if it'll show up on this. Um, it does not say what our theme is, so I'm going to have to send that out to you separately because I don't see it on what I have unless Gavin sees it. All right, so at the next meeting, Jim, not Jim, Bill, you're still the sergeant at arms, and we're going to leave Jim in there for now because he did say he might be back next month. Who is willing to be the Toastmaster of the evening?
What's the date of the next
March
meeting?
13th is the date.
Hey, Mary, Vivian raised her hand. I don't know what's that mean because I cannot see her.
Oh, my hand raised? Yes. I heard Bill say that we're a little bit lucky to have some spare minutes. And because he's my favorite child and I believe in learning by doing, can someone think of a table topic question for Gavin? Can someone do that? Bill, I like your smile. Come on.
Well,
Something practical, okay?
how best do you wish to express your gratitude and affection to others during Valentine's Day, Gavin?
Um,
Oh, yes, Gavin needs it. You're right, Vivian. Gavin needed a question too.
Of course.
um, that's a perfect question for me because I think that I'm a very loving person and I try to show appreciation for others in my life. And I'm just so grateful to you all here. Um, Debbie Allman suggested that I join this club a while back because she knew that that I wanted to get my DTM, and then I paired up with Jim, who's been mentoring me for the DTM, and then Vivian has been helping me out with PR, and I'm just grateful to you all. I currently don't have a significant other, but I'm open to the possibility.
Right.
And I just love Valentine's Day. And, I always think of my parents who have been together for over 3 decades. And what an excellent question and a good idea, Vivian.
Of course, Gavin. You know, all of you, you should come and join our conversations with Gavin and Jim. I write a weekly column called Candid Conversations, and seriously, but with humor, I tell everybody that's what table topics should be. Candid conversations. It's topics you talk about at the table, even if you're in McDonald's. So let's make it something fun. IQ not needed. Insights are welcome. I want to hear your opinion on that. It will make table topics more engaging. What do you think, Mary?
Um, I don't know what to say. I think it's a good idea to do that, so I don't have
Yes.
anything lengthy to say.
Okay. The reason I ask people this, and especially Andy, there's cultural differences. Hablo español también, but there's cultural differences, and it's lost in translation, and comprehension is not there. Table topics are very important because lost in translation is a challenge culturally. Andy, what have you got to say?
I feel
Uh,
that with table topics too, we get to know things about each other in a very small snippet a lot of times, which helps us feel more connected to each other.
I would agree
Thank
with
you.
that. I would agree with that. I think we get to know each other through table topics. And you're right, Vivian. Across any language, across any culture, we express how we feel, and the
Mhm.
topics may be different. The subjects we talk about might be different, but we do express our feelings. Back to
That's
you.
true.
Oh, what I
So
meant was sometimes, sorry. what I meant was I speak four languages. They miscomprehend, okay? And then they're totally off. So I tell people, because I grew up in an international school, we have to be very careful, not cautious, but considerate, not to use big words or, all of these 5 syllable, 6 syllable words when we're talking to people from different cultures. And you do know in California, there's a lot of that. And it does happen. I have been to some clubs where it's like totally off because I know they didn't get it. So that's why I feel table topics helps us learn seriously interpersonal skills. Don't complicate it, I tell people, right? I mean, like, I don't know about it, and I'm so glad it's not happening in this club. So many clubs, and I'm from Asia, especially in Asia, they give you topics, no kidding. A rolling stone gathers no moss. I'm like, what the heck? I'm serious. Like, what? Okay, so Gavin and I like to laugh at those things. I mean, purposeful, Mary, I like where you say to serve, to help. But seriously, table topics is how to engage, how to love each other, how to be people oriented. And Andy, my favorite, and Sherry, hablas español, see? And Spanish speaking people are very fiery. And a lot of people think, oh my God, Sherry's angry and this is angry. No, they're not angry. They're just excited. No, I mean, they really want to talk about this. Trust me. Sherry, would you want to react to that? Because many of my
Okay,
friends.
yeah,
Yes.
Vivian, I think this is a wonderful segue to how table topics can be expanded into what other things it needs to be when you're giving us that knowledge of other cultures and how they react to things. And I do want to not to cut people off, but I want to move on if that's okay. And if people want to stay on the screen to have some discussion about it, that's wonderful. But I don't want to hold everybody up any longer. I don't need to be offensive to you, but I hope that's okay.
Mary, I need people like you in my life, remember?
Okay. Okay, then let's go ahead and do the agenda for the next meeting, which is March 13th. Again, on Friday the 13th. And I've had some people get a thought. Is somebody going to step up to the plate and be Toastmaster of the evening?
So I've had a chance to check my schedule. I will be available on the 13th and should be able to be here and can be Toastmaster.
Oh, thank you very much, Sherry. Anybody want to speak that night?
I add myself in as a table topics master, and I need to go eat my dinner now since I haven't done
Okay,
that
then that's fine. Me, you can leave.
since 4 o'clock.
We're so glad you came. So we will put you
Okay.
in as table topics, okay, for
Okay.
the
I
next
already did.
meeting.
I already did in there.
Okay,
Did you
then
see
we're
it?
still, bye-bye, Ming, and
Let's,
so we need a speaker. We need speakers.
See ya.
yes,
I'd be happy to speak.
Okay, thank you, Bill. How about another speaker?
I'll speak if you like. If nobody else wants to do it. I was chasing Yingming to greet him. It's Chinese New Year. I was
Oh, it
trying to
is,
greet
isn't
him.
it? Okay,
Yes,
Vivian, we're going to put you in as a second speaker,
yes.
and we
There's
we have
something I have to ask you. In other clubs, I'm tasked to, like even when I visit, to be table topics evaluator. And I noticed we don't do it
we
here. Would
don't
you
do
want to?
that. A lot of clubs do not do that. No.
No, really? Okay.
No, they do not. Because the thing is, you have to close down. A lot of clubs like to have two or three speakers. And if you have table topics where you have to evaluate them too, it takes a lot of time out of other roles. That's why they don't do it in some of the clubs. Do we want to have a third speaker? Would anybody like to do an impromptu that night?
Um, sorry, I want to say I will regretfully be unable to attend because I will be in Spain with my family.
Oh, good for you, Gavin.
That is
Yeah.
not
Okay.
something to regret.
Do you know what? I think I will put myself in for an impromptu that night, so I will be the third speaker. But now we need to get to evaluators. And I am also the general evaluator, so can we have a one first evaluator?
I can do it.
Andy,
Yes.
thank you very much. Second evaluator, or I will just assign somebody and I will call her. I will call Carolyn Moore. Third evaluator. You know what I will do, and we don't know for sure if Jim's coming back, but I'm going to put Jim as the third evaluator. How about a timer? That would mean doubling up on roles for someone. Why don't we put Suzanne in as timer and I'll call her? And that should be it. Then we have roles filled and I will have to call those people. I do have a couple of announcements just to make to you before you're gone. Reminder about paying your dues. Remember, we have to have our dues paid by March 31st. Some of you have paid in advance and I'm not sure who that is. Just to let you know that area A1234 contest feast contest for Tall Tales and for International is February 28th at the Quartz Hill Library at 1 o'clock. And our division contest is on March 14th, also at the Quartz Hill Library at 1 o'clock. Any other announcements before we say goodnight for the evening? I want
Mary
to thank,
question.
go
Where
ahead,
I
Vivian.
need to hear is yes. Does this club welcome evaluators from other clubs? Sometimes it's done to have some fresh eyes. What's your take on that? Because I don't know the culture of this club yet.
I don't know if they've done that because I haven't been in the club since from when it originated. I know that in a couple of my other clubs, when they have a guest who is a seasoned Toastmaster, they will
Yes.
ask them if they would like to do that. But I don't know about this club.
Okay, great. Because I have a wonderful girl. She is a journalist and she's also from California. And you might want to hear her just in case.
That's a question I would like to ask Jim. So I will put that down in my notes, Vivian, to ask Jim about that because I don't want to make a decision about something that I'm not really knowing about that. So if there's no other announcements, we are 7:43 p.m. The battery on my computer is dying. I see here there is a note about speechcraft session.
I was just so our speech this is one of my projects that I'm doing is working on the speechcraft, and Bill is a
Oh.
big supporter of it. So it's sponsored by Rise Toastmasters in Area 5. It is a bilingual speechcraft. It is made up of parents at my high school community, and they are native Spanish speakers who are looking for a consistent opportunity to develop their English speaking capacities. And we started with, I don't know, maybe 15 people that showed up, mostly Spanish speakers. We've dwindled down. We just had week 4, and we are going to go the full 8 because we're really taking our time going through the steps, and plus it gives them time to just continue to have that free practice, low risk step. And we meet in my classroom on a Thursday night after school, and they are having a blast, and they stretch, and it's hard, and they're doing hard things. And Bill and George Wheeler and Juan Mata, and who am I forgetting? Bill, somebody else. Oh, Sarah Tolmachov has come in a few times.
Yes.
And it has just been so fun to see these ladies just push themselves, and they're asking. We've done table topics, and one of the moms pulled me aside and said, Jefa, they call me Jefa because I'm in charge of the NTAs. Jefa, Can we do actual practice? Like give us a question, but let us answer it in English, even if it takes us a long time. Like they want this so bad. It has been so fun to watch them grow over time in their confidence, in their engagement, and they are not giving up. And it's amazing. Every week is just amazing.
Yes, it is. I will second everything you said, Sherry. I was most gratified by the fact that one of the ladies made a strong effort to attempt her communication in English in our last meeting, and I was just impressed beyond words with her. Took a lot of, I just say it took a lot of guts for her to do that, a lot of courage, and she wants to improve her English, and there may be opportunities. I have lived all my life on the razor's edge of two different cultures, and it's a feature of my life that I embrace and enjoy very much and want to see that prosper. So that's my take on it.
It's been fun. It has been hard. It's a heavy lift to facilitate it and to have, materials ready and to fill it and, transition, but it's why we teach. So it's totally worth it.
I'm certainly glad to hear that because I want to know a lot about it in the end to help another person that might
Mhm.
want to do that project, Sherry. I really do.
Vivian.
Sherry, yeah, Sherry, you will be surprised. Chistes y bromas. That is the best and fastest way. Sherry, would you want to explain to people chistes y bromas?
I'm learning Spanish myself, so I'm functional, but I'm not fluent. Chistes, what is that?
Jokes
Oh,
and riddles.
and riddles, yeah. So
Chistes y bromas can both be said as jokes.
got you.
Um,
See, you're throwing words out. I don't know. If I don't
um,
use it in my physics class, I'm not gonna know it.
the question
Bill,
is that
Bill, hablas
yes,
español.
yo hablo español
Yeah?
todos los días, claro, todos los
Okay.
días, porque estoy casado con una colombiana que insiste en que hablo en el idioma de ella.
Vale. All right. You give an instant demo. I'll tell you how this works. Chistes y bromas. I'll give you, it's called the 1, 2, 3, because I do improv. I'm an improv performer. In English, it's called the kid goes to Daddy Bill and says, Daddy, Daddy,